Welcome on in, everyone. My name is Lucky, and today we are actually going to be doing more Live2D stuff. Right now, I actually need to fix up some of the art meshes before I continue. So we're actually going to see how exactly you import those and swap them out for ones that have been corrected. So if you were here for my previous streams, you would have seen that there were some issues with the arms and like how they were like connected, and also with like the tiny little bit on the wings where, you know, they're connected to like the inner fleshy parts, that it didn't quite reach the edges. So I'm gonna be just touching that up really quickly in Clip Studio, and then I'm gonna be re-exporting it as a PSD file, and of course sending that over to Live2D, and so you'll get to see how that is imported. So I am gonna go ahead and get started on that because this kind of needs to get done. I realized it's really hard to do a lot of art stuff off stream because of distractions, so I figured now's probably the best time to do it. And also it's going to be a learning opportunity for you guys because you'll get to see exactly how you re-import a PSD file that's already been edited back into Live2D after you've already started editing it. Because it's not exactly the most straightforward thing. So basically what the issue is, it's a super minor issue, but it causes issues in the actual like rigging process, if that makes sense. So basically what it is just tiny little gaps right around the art. So in this case, what I like to do in order to like pick out which things are like, you know, actually the issue, is I like to use the little border effect up here. And that makes things so much easier. Like if I come over here and I do this, in theory, since I put that over the whole thing, okay, so it looks like you could see it here when I do that. Or maybe that's just already kind of gapped. Okay. So let me see. Let me find where the issues were. So let me, you know, this is the left arm. Left is on this side. I also think it's a little bit too small for me to see, so let me, if I see it, usually that's not an issue. Okay. All right. This isn't showing. That's the issue. That is exactly the issue. Okay, so I'm gonna turn this off for this one. You can see the arm now, but I'm gonna kind of do that. Actually, I'm gonna do this. Let me find the arms. Okay, so this is a visible one. Yeah, so this is where we have issues. So let me go in here and start kind of editing this and getting it cleaned up, because we kind of need it cleaned up for us to have a proper rig. You can get away with it if you're doing regular art pieces, but when it comes to Live2D, you really got to have everything covered. So I know that this is this color down here. This doesn't change, so I know it's the right color. When you do Live2D, you have to kind of be on point for everything, or you run into issues. So this border effect basically just lets me see. That's my little trick here. So now I have to find which part in here. So I'm just gonna put a little red tag on that so I can see it. There we go, so you can see it kind of above my head. I'm gonna move my head down a little bit so you can see. I might even make myself just a wee bit smaller. Give me just a second here, and I will do a little magic trick. All right. Let me find my VTube studio here. Oh my ducking god. What a scuffed morning. Already. Okay. Now we should be good. Woo! Okay. I have visibility now. So you can kind of see there. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in through here. I'm going to also move this over so I can actually read this a little better. Because I need to make sure I'm actually going on the base itself. Okay. So over here, I'm basically just going to kind of bring this in and kind of fix the gap. And by using the border tool, I can see exactly where the edge is, so we don't have any issues when I re-import it back into Live2D. Because otherwise we're going to have some issues. That is the soft brush. I want the hard brush, because we're trying to clean up some of this. And then afterwards I can kind of copy this and then flip it and all that fun stuff. Although technically speaking, a lot of Live2D artists like to just flip their work in Live2D, I've noticed. A lot of people will do like a mirroring with the x-axis. This right here is me literally just cleaning up the outside and then fixing the inside part with the color that it should be. It's not too big of a deal if it goes just a little bit outside, but it is a much bigger deal if you're trying to do rigging and do things like glue and then things just aren't quite mixing right. This way we can ensure we have full opaque transparency, if you will, because that's super important. And then when this is done, I can actually just kind of copy it and flip it over. Because you technically don't have to, you don't have to technically do both sides. So I'm probably just going to do the right side and then flip it over. Just make life easier, you know? Gonna kind of clean this, make sure. I think we have fairly clean outside now. I'll also have to get around here too, because you can see there's just a wee bit of a gap. And like I said, it's not really much of an issue for when you are doing things like just regular 2D art, but it's definitely more of an issue when you do Live2D, which is one of the reasons why it takes me forever to do Live2D art. Because I have the same issue. Because you have to have everything intricately layered. Because if it's not, you're going to run into issues. Okay. So that mesh should be fixed. Let me just do a little zoom out. Also, I could probably turn up the volume. I realize it's a little bit quiet for the music. There we go. I think that's about right. And let me know if you guys need it any louder or anything, because I am hard of hearing, so things, I understand. I do not have a proper perception of what is loud or not, because I just don't hear things the same. Also, I apologize if you hear any, like, booming getting picked up from my mic, because someone outside is blaring their music in their car. So, we got that going on too. Kind of cleaning up the outside. Once again, it's not really a huge deal. I just like to have things clean, because it just makes things easier. Okay, so that was the left arm for this. So if I go to here, I can do duplicate, bring this down to here, and then that way, I can come over here, making sure I'm getting the right one here. Yeah, so it's the upper arm. So I am gonna go ahead and going to probably delete this, right? Actually, wait. I'm gonna actually first copy. I'm gonna copy the name, because when you re-import it to Live2D, you're gonna see that basically it replaces the art for any of the layers that have identical names. So that's how you update your art if there's any issues. So what I'm going to do is I am going to just flip. What just happened? Oh. I totally missed that. Okay. Let me just do the flip now. Okay. So now we can kind of line up stuff and apply that transformation to make my life easier. Alright, so over here, I'm reducing the opacity so that I can see where I'm putting this. Gotta move this over and line it up. And that way we don't have any issues there. Man, that music outside is really loud. It's booming. I have the window closed and everything, and it's just present. Okay, I think we got this. I'm gonna zoom out just a wee bit. We can see this a little bit better. Alright, so now we got something a little bit better here. We fixed the problem. Although I'm probably gonna have to reorder the layering just slightly. But I'm not too worried about that right now. Since these are actually basically just in the same spot, I can also just literally merge with this layer. Now we have a brand new fancy schmancy arm thing. Yeah. Trying so hard to not get distracted by the booming outside. ADHD is a curse. At least until I get into my groove. Okay. Right now I'm just processing my thoughts here. I'm gonna save it really quick because I do not want to, I do not want to have issues. Wait a second. Oh, you don't want to rasterize yet. Oh, it's because I have it on the arms. Gotcha. That makes sense. Okay. So we're gonna do this again. So now that gap is fixed. Now we gotta do the other gaps. Because gaps are a problem. At least with the rigging process. Some of them can be fixed, right? Like within Live2D, and that's not really much of a problem. But it's when you have really weird things that happen that it doesn't quite work. So that part of the arm is fixed, which is good. That's what I needed. Let me see here. So the scarf. Let me look here. Let me find out what is going on here. Okay. So for this, we're gonna come in here and we're just gonna kind of fix this. I'm going to, I think, hide the coffee cup. Right? To make my life easier. I'm gonna take this color that is very close to what it should be. And we're gonna look through here and see which part I need to fix. Okay. So I know that that's that part. So I can actually come in here and just kind of use the color I already see. Kind of fill in, right? So now we're not going to have any gaps. You'll notice as I do this, I actually will like take a quick sampling of the color so that I can actually make sure it works right. And you'll start to notice that the transparent pixels go away. This is also why, which I'm actually going to come down here really quickly. And I'm going to put a little green screen background, if you will. I'm going to do that so that we can actually see a little better. At a glance, mind you. It's not really going to matter too much while I'm working up here because we can see the white behind here, but when it comes to looking at the rest of the model, we want to make sure that it looks right. So let's go back up to the scarf. Back up to the scarf. Is it this one? Yeah. Okay, it's up here. So I'm just gonna kind of grab this color, bring it in over here. Because it's so close to the line anyway, it's not such a big deal if it's just a slightly different color. Like, nobody's gonna know. But I try to get it as close as possible. Not always possible. I try. Okay. If I put a border effect on this, I'll be able to see a little bit better where this one is. So I can make sure I actually get it properly behind there. Okay, that's looking much better. We can see. I'm gonna come over here and do the same thing. So basically, moral of the story is you can get away with a lot of things if it's not Live2D. But the problem with Live2D is it's very picky. It's very picky. Stuff like this you can technically fix in Live2D. It's not usually a problem. But I'll call it OCD or ADHD. I don't know what it is, honestly, where I need to make sure it's actually going where it's supposed to. Also gonna blend this a little bit. Once again, not really stuff you normally see. But it is a thing. I really wish people would not boom their music. It is such a distraction. Okay, that's that part, and I need to come over here and do this part now. So that's probably gonna be this, I think? Yeah. So I'm just gonna kinda... Ooh! Why are we doing that? We're not trying to erase here. The edges are the bane of my existence. Because I have this issue myself, mind you. Even when I was doing this model. Although it was less of an issue because I knew to watch out for that. But this is iWrite's first Live2D model. So that, you know, if that makes any sense. She is a very good artist. You can see the art is very good. And I'm very excited to be able to rig it. I don't know why this is looking darker. I don't like it. Like, I'm taking the actual color. You know what I think it is? It's because of the shadow, probably. Or not. No. It's weird. Or maybe a different... Yeah, probably a different texture. Probably gonna blur this a little bit. I like using the fingertip tool more than anything because I find it does the best job. Because you can kind of push things, right? Like this. And it stays opaque. Really, I guess I should be doing this, but then, like, it's a little bit more long. Like, it takes a little bit longer. And then I also want to get, like, any edges that are seeping out. Also gonna make sure that we got this area covered because I saw a few transparent pixels here. Which is no bueno for Live2D. We're just gonna kind of blur this. Make sure it looks right. That's one of the benefits of being an artist and being a Live2D artist. I'm gonna quickly turn off this so I can save it without any issues. Save. Because we save our work, or we risk losing it. Okay. Let me see. Which part am I on? I think it's this one, yeah. So, let me just kind of come up here, fix this area. This should make Live2D a lot easier. Let me grab the fingertip. We're gonna kind of push this out. I can't really use a big one because otherwise I'm gonna end up going out of bounds. But we're just gonna kind of push this up. Make sure everything is covered. Because I know that, while it is nice to be able to have like a seamless transition, it's a little bit difficult when working in Live2D, and there's ways of handling that, which I do want to show you guys. because I do think it's kind of important to know. One of the things is after I get this up here, up through the lines and stuff, because this is going to be attached to those lines. I may also off stream do a little bit of touch-up work on this so that we don't have to go through, you know, a whole nother stream of like just touch-up stuff. But this is just one of the problems, and that's also why, which she offered to fix this, by the way, but I'm doing this because I think it's important for people to know. I'm not like trying to sugarcoat how the process goes, because it can be brutal. But for this, I usually just do like a light transition so it's not so harsh. But you have to be careful that it's not kind of chunky like the arm originally was, because then you run into issues of, okay, how does this connect properly? Because everything has to work together functionally. So I'm just kind of doing a light blend there so that it's not so harsh. Let me see, make sure that there's no other transparent pixels. I'm not seeing anything down here. I think this area is probably good. I'm gonna do that just to make sure I don't see any white gaps. Nope. Okay. So, that part is done. That part is fixed. That is wonderful. Let me come over here. Okay, so this still needs to have its thingamajig fixed. Oops, wrong one. I'm gonna come over here. We're gonna do the same thing. We're just gonna kind of come in over here. Do a little bit of connecting this. Just fixing this gap. Making sure it goes all the way up. Because once again, Live2D is not super forgiving on that, unfortunately. I'm gonna actually get a color down here. I'm gonna use the fingertip because that's just gonna be easier. This way we can kind of push that down. Making sure that's covered. You'll notice I'm constantly using the eyedropper tool, and it's to make sure I'm getting a proper color. And then like on the other side, once I get this, you know, kind of up here, I'm gonna do a little bit of a blending to kind of fade it in. And that way it's not so jarring. Like this, just kind of take the soft brush. That's a little much. And do it up here. I can see a little bit of a fading, so I can turn that off. Turn it back on, just make sure I see where exactly this is. Okay, so this kind of comes down here too. Once again, I'm gonna kind of come in here and make sure everything is about right. Okay, I think I see why the shade changed. It's because of the multiply layer. So that's fine. That's fine. And also, I do want to know, I'm not really an expert per se in Live2D. I'd like to be one day. But I know enough to be able to do pretty much anything I want to do. So if you guys have any questions, just let me know. I'm happy to answer because I like to help people get into Live2D. Because I think it's really fascinating seeing everything kind of just come together. Also, this border trick is really, like this thing up here, the layer properties, this is super helpful in general for if you're doing a piece and you're trying to make sure you're on the right layer. instead of trying to toggle the layer on and off, I do that in order to make sure that I'm actually like on the right layer. And also you can catch any of those like stray random marks you accidentally do on the canvas. Because I've done that so many times and I didn't really have a solution until I realized I could use the border feature as like a nice little call out to, hey, Lucky, you kind of messed up over here. Come clean this up. So yeah, that's starting to look about right. We're losing the transparent pixels. A little bit of cleanup over here because I can see it's a little bit off. There we go. Because I just realized, oh, it's probably from the shadow multiply layer that it's a bit darker. That makes sense. Let me make sure this is covered down here because it does not look like it's quite covered. Having that border appear on the outside is so helpful. Like, I can't even begin to explain why Clip Studio is fantastic for this. Mind you, there are other great programs like Krita and Fire Alpaca and like Medibang and stuff, which, you know, they have their own tools, right? And those tools are very helpful, but I don't ever really see a border tool. And that's kind of what I'm getting at here. The weird thing about Clip Studio is I actually would not have normally bought it. But when I got my tablet, my Wacom tablet, back in, I want to say like 2018? 2017? I don't know. Okay, I need this to be a little darker, kind of like the corner, and that's fine. We're just gonna kind of blend this down. It actually came with like 2 years free of Clip Studio. And so I was like, okay, I'll try it out. And I've been using it ever since. I am entirely self-taught. And the reason why I mention that is because a lot of people go like, I can't be an artist. I can't do this stuff. I need to use AI for my art. And I'm just over here like, you know, you could learn to draw, but if you don't want to learn to draw, which I understand, you know, it's not everyone's thing. It's not everyone's thing. There are tons of free assets that artists like myself will put out there for people to use. This one is not going to be a free asset, but it might as well be free because I'm going to be putting it up for probably like 30 bucks or so. And that's going to go to both myself and Zyrite so that, you know, we can continue to make more models like this. I eventually want to do some models for the, I'll say it like this, non-white community. Because there's not a lot of representation, right? And there are so many people I know who have had their models like whitewashed and stuff, and it's kind of sad. So that's something I want to eventually do once I wrap up my current projects. And I also want to make more cute models like this. Like, I love this art. The only problem, like I mentioned before, is just how the layers are connected. And that's the real trouble. But that's another reason also why, like, I really worked hard to get good at my art, because I wanted to have a good looking model. Like, I literally have never drawn a duck until I decided I wanted to be a VTuber. And even then, I actually made my first Live2D model back in 2021. I had never drawn a duck before. there was no rigging tutorials for duckbills. You know, everyone had the tutorials for like the regular human mouse, so it's like, how do I do this? So I just kind of winged it. I'm gonna kind of close that so I can see down here and make sure everything's covered down here. And so I just kind of did my best. I made a really scuffed model. You have seen it here on this channel multiple times. And I mean, honestly, if I can do it, anyone can do it. Especially because I have aphantasia. I literally can't imagine things. I try. Literally every day when I'm going to bed, I just kind of try really hard. I close my eyes and I think, okay, let me see if I can visualize anything. And every time I can sometimes get like a faint image, but it's nothing I can make out. And it really sucks. So, I mean, despite that though, I have been able to actually like learn how to draw. And if someone like me who literally cannot visualize can learn to draw, anyone can learn to draw. Because it boils down to not drawing from your head. I tried so hard to draw from my head as a kid. And it never worked out. My art just sucked. I am being brutally honest here. And this is not me going like, oh, my art sucked because, you know, I'm an artist and I'm gonna bash my own work and be my own worst critic, but it's not even that. It was, I literally just, it looked like nightmare fuel. To kind of give an idea of what it looked like, I'm just gonna do a quick, like, little sketch of what my art looked like, just so you can understand what I'm getting at here. So I'm gonna use a colored pencil to make this easier. Just to give you an idea. I literally was doing stuff like this. Putting like lashes on. You know, I did the spaghetti string hair. You know, this is what my art was like as a kid. I would do like this, right? And I would put like a dress. It would always be a dress, right? This would be, and I would always have like club hands. I'm gonna turn the stabilization down because I did not have that smooth of hands. I was like, I don't know how to draw. This was kind of a visual representation of what my art used to be. Just to kind of, they always had boots. They always had boots. This is exactly how I used to draw. Oh yeah, BC Wendale. Probably because it's an art stream and it's in the morning and I've been inconsistent with my art streams and I don't normally stream on a Tuesday in the morning, so that's probably part of it. A lot of the people who watch me as well like to watch certain people on Twitch in the mornings. So that's probably another reason. But yeah, this is basically a visual representation of what my art used to be. If I can get past this, anyone can get past their blocks, as long as they can actually physically hold a pen and draw. You know? I mean, I'm still in a similar situation with my art. You know, that's fine though, because art is a learning experience. It's a journey. You're never gonna just be there, right? It's never gonna be easy. And I can tell that. Like, I can tell people that genuinely. Because I can't visualize. There's no visualization in my head. And I didn't even realize this was a thing until like probably 4 or 5 years ago. And that's actually when my art started getting better, because I realized, oh, I'm not just not talented. I just have to learn the fundamentals. That's it. That's all. That was my major malfunction. So I'm gonna save this real quick, and then I'm gonna come over here. I see like a weird little artifact, if you will, so I gotta find that. It's not here because that is hidden. So it's probably up here. I think, was it? Nope, that's that area. Wait a second. What is going on here? Okay, I think I see. I'm just zoomed in too much. Okay. So that is the upper arm base. I can see where the other parts connect. But where is that part up here? I think it's probably the shoulder. So let me find the shoulder. Shoulders. I don't see it on that side, so it's something over here. So probably not gonna be too much of an issue. But I still want to make sure it's not a problem. So I'm just gonna kind of come in here. That's the base. Oh wait, I am on the wrong one. I am on the left. My brain does not want to cooperate today, I guess. Okay. So if that's like that, maybe it's the outline? No. Okay. I'm trying to figure out where exactly this is. So I'm probably gonna do... Let me look over in Live2D real quick. Because in Live2D, you can actually see where everything is and click on it and then find it that way. So really quickly, I'm gonna go over here. I'm going to temporarily hide Clip Studio. If I can find it. Okay. Where is Clip Studio? Okay. Here we go. So, over here in Live2D. Let me just... Woo! Basically, when you're over here, you can kind of do this, and I can kind of see, okay, there's... Where is this? So, it looks like this is in our lower arm base copy. I think? No, upper arm base. Okay, so I guess I just misplaced it when I did it. So, we're gonna move back over. Cheating! It helps. So let me go back up here. It was the upper arm. I didn't quite align it right, I guess, or I missed an area. Okay, that is the shoulders. Okay. So maybe not even. Wait. No? I'm gonna get it eventually. Oh, yep, there it is. It is up here in the outline. Okay, so way we fix this, we literally just... Whoop, gone. All done. All fixed. And now I'm no longer gonna be driven crazy. Okay, all right. And now I want to kind of fix the shadow down here. So I can see that separation that happened, which once again, it's a common issue with Live2D. I'm not gonna lie. You can get away with this very easily in regular art, but Live2D is not forgiving. So looking at these, I can see that this is quite literally it looks like a multiply layer, so I should be able to just use the regular color, probably. And this should be able to clip, so I'm actually going to treat it as a clipping layer. If I do this, you can see it clips, right? So I'm gonna move that down there, and I'm gonna clip it. And when this happens, you can see the white outline goes away. So the way we're gonna do this, I'm gonna bring this down. Ooh, okay. Let me figure out what color this is. I'm gonna take this off of multiply, go to normal. Take that off. Okay, so she used like a blue shadow color. I can work with that. I'm gonna backtrack a little bit to bring it back to where it should be. And what? Okay, there's this spot right here. That looks like a sharp cutoff. So I'm gonna have to actually, once again, come over here, use my other color, and kind of go through. Because ideally we want the lines to be with their actual base. That way we can also have everything kind of together, I guess. So this goes over the upper arm. The upper arm goes down to here. Like, I was pretty sure I got it right, but I'm wondering now if I move this away. Okay, I see how that happened. It's because the edges are a little bit firmer, that it has like that weirdness to it. So what I think I'm gonna do is make that blue. If this is blue, it shouldn't be a problem. So I'm gonna use this other color, right? And I'm gonna try to kind of blend this out. So I'm gonna have to do another copy for this, I realize. And that actually might even be my fault because I was like trying to blend everything properly. So I'm actually gonna, ooh, or maybe it's not, I don't know. Let me see. Yeah, because I don't really want that sharp edge. Probably gonna do kind of a, because it's underneath is what the issue is, because I can't quite see. So let me find the lower arm base. Oh, I see. So it's not even an issue of that layer, it's the other one that's in front. You can see the issues. You can see the issues. Okay. So for this, I'm gonna actually come over here, do a hard erase down here, make sure that it's showing right. Okay. So for this, I'm gonna try to do the thing. We're gonna kind of, I'm gonna bring this up. We'll worry about the actual color it shows in a few moments. But we want to kind of push this up so we don't have any sharp edges. The sharp edges when it comes to Live2D on these parts is gonna not be so great. having a little bit of transparency is just fine. And the reason, again, why I'm doing this with like the blue thing up here is to make it easier to see. Because I have issues with seeing things that are in plain sight. So we're gonna do this to kind of soften this up, first and foremost. And make sure everything is... That way we don't have weird transitions. And I'm gonna take the soft brush for the eraser and just kind of do it this way. Also gonna put on the border so I can see. Because once again, not the easiest thing to do. Making a proper seamless transition. So yeah, I guess this is more of a correctional stream than it is a Live2D stream, but it's really important for Live2D, honestly. Because you have to know how you're going to correct things. Because if you don't, you're going to run into issues when you're in the middle of your rigging, and it's not fun. I've done that. I've already done that. Been there, done that. Evidence is in my original model. Which, by the way, let me see if I could actually pull that up real quick. Because I think it's important, once again, to show you what I mean by, like, it's really hard to know exactly how to do it. Let me find... Here we are. It looks normal at first, until you realize, zooming in, there are gaps. There is a gap right here, which if I turn on the paper here, you can actually see the pink coming through. There's gaps right there. I remember there was like gaps along like the sides. Like a tiny, tiny gap right there. Tiny, tiny gap in my hair. Whoopsie, I did not mean to do that. Like, I didn't know how VTuber models were cut. So, it's really important that, like, when you are doing your art or getting your art from your artist, depending on, you know, what you decide to do, that you make sure those gaps are not there. Because it causes issues when you're trying to put glue and all that other fun stuff. So, it involves actually zooming in real close. This was my first ever model. Yeah! This is literally my first ever model. It was literally smoke and mirrors. It had no physics in Live2D. It literally has tons of gaps, lots of problems. I think I see some orange sticking out over here. This is literally my model file. Like the original model file for my first model. Had no physics, had lots of like little gaps like this. And it's overall not good. It's very scuff. And that's why I know about these issues, right? Because I've already dealt with this. But at the time I didn't know how to replace textures in Live2D, so I just had to start over. And it was sad. It was a very sad day for me. So yeah, I still remember my model fondly. And I use it as kind of a demonstration as to like what you can do even as like a straight up beginner with a 42-day trial. Because I didn't know what I was doing. I haven't even been subscribed to... Yeah, I literally just made this model. I tried to make it in under 24 hours total, and I'm pretty sure I succeeded even though I kept forgetting to time certain parts. Because I came up with it in like, I want to say like 2 weeks. And I don't have much time to work on things, mind you. Like I have so many videos I want to actually make and put up here on this channel that are art related because I have a gaming channel for my gaming stuff. But like, it's little stuff that makes things a lot harder when you're doing your rigging. Oop, it's a little bit too far in. I'm just trying to get the edges here. Make sure it's a nice little soft gradient that's not too harsh. And I think I could see up here I need to kind of make sure that that is covered. Also, I'm not sure if the puppy's in here or not. Give me just a moment because I think it's his potty time. I'm gonna make sure that he is not in here so that puppy sitter can take. Okay. Puppy is not in here, which is fantastic. I can keep drawing. And by drawing, I mean just kind of fixing the gaps. Because, like I mentioned before, it's really important. Turning that off. And then turning this part off. And then where is... There it is. Turning that off so I can save this. I'm looking for the... There it is. I'm going to switch over to the other color. Because once again, we are going to make sure this flows properly. I'm going to turn this into a clipping layer. I'm also going to move that up so you can see it better. Because I'm in the way. I'm blocking the vision. And actually, you know what? I might even just move myself over and do like a little magic trick here. As I like to call it. And... Poof! Magic trick! I love doing that, honestly. I feel like it's like magic. So now y'all can see the layers a little better. Let me go back over to Clip Studio here. So for this part, once again, we're gonna do like a little... It's gonna be a clipping layer, but I think for now I'm gonna do that to make it a little easier. Not quite the same color, and I don't like that. Probably gonna need to use the fingertip tool. Kind of blend. Ooh, that is too big. And that basically erases it, so I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna see if I can't get a better color for that. Normal. Take that off. Turn this up. I think I have a slightly different color. There we go. So, I'm gonna go back. Bring this back to here. And then try this again. That's looking better. It's not perfect, but definitely better. Making sure the bottom's covered. It's okay if it isn't perfect, because guess what? This is going to quite literally be clipped. Because you can, in fact, clip in Live2D. It's a fantastic tool. Just kind of doing this to kind of bring out the shadow, and then I'm actually going to come in here with the soft brush, the eraser. And I'm gonna fix the edges so it's not so crazy. what I think she probably tried to do is like not have a ton of clipping layers. Because I'm not even sure I see any clipping layers, actually. And that's probably why she ran into the issue she did. And being, you know, it was her first Live2D model, and I didn't quite look over it or anything first. You know, I can understand why there was issues. I'm actually going to make this a bigger brush because we're actually going to zoom out a little bit, and we're going to soften this. The way I'm going to do that is just kind of... softened. Perfect. Perfecto. Okay, so I can actually probably turn this off. And then we're going to duplicate this, right? Because we're actually going to bring it over. Actually, first, you just kind of soften that just a wee bit more. Okay, so I see part of the issue is this bottom layer down here that it clips to is not quite... Let me see. Let me use a colored pencil here. I like using the colored pencil sometimes to give like a light, darker pencil too, but not quite here, I don't think. I'm also going to be doing a Live2D stream on Saturday, because as I mentioned previously in like my Discord and Twitter, I can't remember if I posted here, but I think I mentioned it on the last stream, when I was having some problems, that I'm actually going to be doing 2 Live2D streams this week, so I'll be doing one on Saturday as well. But I think having that light little pencil touch, and I could probably blend this out just a wee bit with the finger blending, right? Not really ideal, but it helps. Okay. So I think that part is pretty well done. So that can be a clipping layer. Gonna bother me. There's just this wee little spot. Perfectionism kicking in. And I'm trying to not let it. Especially because at a distance, nobody's really gonna see. But now I gotta look at this. I want to say I'm gonna have to pull this up there. Actually, come to think of it. So if I come down here and do this, yeah, it's not entirely covered, so I'm gonna just kind of come in here, fix this little bit, because I didn't quite get it. Making sure all the gaps are covered. I don't want to go too far out up there because I've already kind of done my thing. Although I think a few light spots where the white comes through. This, folks, is exactly why Live2D models are expensive. They're very time consuming because if there's any problems, you have to kind of go in and fix. And a lot of rigging artists will not do anything like cutting or any of the art stuff. So it is really helpful if you aren't an artist that you actually like have an artist that is willing to do revisions. I can't tell you the number of times I've seen someone like go to Fiverr, for example, just as an example. And then they are upset because, you know, their model rigging is a little bit, you know, off, to say the least. Like, for example, having the mouth open, but it only has one shape, if that makes sense. Like when you make vowels, for example, you have multiple shapes of your mouth. Like sometimes it's more of like an O, sometimes it's more like an ooh. For me, I'm a duck. Mine can be just opening and closing because realistically, ducks don't make that shape with their mouth. We don't even have teeth. So I can get away with that on my model, but for like a more complex model that's more humanoid, it's not gonna fly. It really isn't. I actually have a model correction that I'm gonna be doing. I've been slowly working on it because I have to fix the glasses. Because the artist who did the glasses did not understand basic anatomy of how glasses go on faces. And then to make it worse, the rigging artist did not know how to make the mask properly follow the face because the character wears a mask. So you have like this really weird clipping issue where it just looks really jagged and it doesn't look good. So he's unfortunately using a PNG tuber right now. But I'm gonna be doing his correction over time, probably over like the next month or so. I might even give him like a surprise toggle or something, like cat ears. Because I'm gonna admit, he does act like a cat. I'm not gonna lie. And I already told him this, so I'm pretty sure he'll probably be okay with it. That's the really fun thing about Live2D though. You can do so much with it. I just wish it wasn't connected to Unity because the whole Unity fiasco. When you export a model in Live2D, you are exporting it for Unity use. And that makes all the difference. Because if you, like, I'm not sure if you can even use it with things like Unreal Engine, which is sad. Because, you know, let's say you want to make a game and, you know, have like an RPG or something and have like visual elements of like a 2D character talking, you know, to represent the 3D character. What are you going to use? I mean, you're going to have to just basically make GIFs effectively, or another animation file that works with Unreal. And as you can see, I'm literally just doing this outside. Okay. Now we gotta fix this part, because we can see that green coming right through. So really quickly, I'm going to do that. I also need to come up here and fix this part, actually, first. I'm getting ahead of myself. So I'm gonna kinda... Oop. Okay. Kinda... Ooh. And that looks so much better. And people are still blaring their music outside. Eesh. And now there's sirens. Now there's I'm so distracted. Okay, that is looking so much better. So now up here on this upper arm area, we do a clipping layer. We can kind of blend this. Oh my ducking god, that looks amazing. I love this. We're gonna very softly fade this out. Come over here. And once again, I want to emphasize, I am not in any way, shape, or form saying that the art was bad. It's very good. It's just Live2D is picky. And it's so hard to do it without, you know, I realize I'm on the wrong layer here. Let me do this so I can see a little better. Okay, that's not so crazy that I went so far out. I'm gonna hop in here, just kind of do this part. Make sure it's not too far out. And then properly fade that. All right, let's see what's going on over here. So we're gonna do a soft little pull over, putting this down. But I do think this is a good learning experience for stream though. Just to show people why proper cutting is kind of important. When I say proper cutting, I don't mean literally cutting, because most of the time, if you have an artist who understands Live2D, they will literally just make it the way Live2D needs. Okay, now that that part is done, I'm going to do a soft eraser, kind of bring up the size, come down here to zoom us out. I really should put hotkeys on that. We're going to kind of do this part so I can kind of... We don't need it to quite stretch out that far. Alright, so that is the upper arm. We don't really see that, but the lower arm, we definitely see. Ooh. If I do that, so that goes out to here. This comes up to here. So I feel like that's a little bit extra. We don't need it to be quite that long, I wouldn't say. Although that's not really much of an issue because you can fix that in Live2D as you need. So I'm probably going to leave it like that and then just kind of flip the art layers. I'm going to quickly do this. Also going to save, because once again, we save our work on this channel or we lose it, because that's life. Okay. Now that we have that more settled, we got that going. I feel like we can go ahead and duplicate this, right? So we know that this is what this is. Oh, I see a tiny little artifact. Shame on me. Shame on me for rushing ahead. There it is. There we go. We are fixed. Okay. I was gonna fix that over here too. But I'm gonna leave that on so I can see. And we're gonna go over here to the left arm. Lower arm base copy. So this is gonna be up here, I wanna say. So we are going to do a quick flippy. A flippy do. Oh, wrong one. Wrong flippy do. No. No, we're not transforming anything. I brought the L lower arm. Here we go. So we're going to flippy this now. Oh, I know what it is. It's because I left the, I left... Where is it? The right one. I left that there. We're gonna go over here. We're going to bring this. Wait a second. What happened? I swear I was doing the right thing here. Okay, so we have that one, right? And then we flip this. Oh, I guess I'll just go up here to edit and then flip. Because that way it's going to be like this and it's going to line up. We're gonna do that to make it easier. Why the duck knot? Okay, now I think we got that in the just about the right position. Trying to get it just right. I think that's about right. Now we can turn that off. We're going to come over here. Copy. Now they have the same name. I can delete the first. Now we have one that actually reaches the edge. And then for this, I'm also going to do the same thing. We're going to do duplicate. I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to put this over the lower arm shadow. And we're gonna do a quick flippy do. We're also gonna take it off of the clipping layer because we would very much like to see where we're going. So for this, I'm going to quickly copy, paste, delete. And this is going to be a clipping layer, so the most important thing is that it's just lined up right. And then flip. Turn that off. And yeah, I'm going to have to rearrange some layers. And this is why the layering is important. So let me see. This goes over that. And then this is the part up front. So let me see. Brain is processing. I'm thinking... Well, it's probably just a wee bit too high. There we go. Yeah, that's looking a little better. It's not gonna be perfect. That much is for sure. Like, look, looking at this, you can kind of see where it's supposed to go. I'm gonna do it like this. I want to say. Trying to get it about right. And then this part, we're gonna do a magic trick really quickly because I need to make sure I know where that part is. So, give me just a second here because we're gonna go back over to the Live2D real quick. Okay, over here in Live2D, I'm gonna see lower arm base copy 2. Okay. Back over here. Yes, I use Live2D to cheat. Lower arm base copy 2. Oh, I'm wondering. Yeah, it's because the hierarchy is a little bit different, so that's kind of why. This should technically be, like, up here, just under the outline for it. I kind of see why... Okay. Let me look where... Because there should be a shading layer. Because over here there is a shading layer. So if I go back over here to look. If I look at the same one, lower arm base copy. This should have a shadow. Lower arm shadow. So that's where that goes. Okay. Okay, that's gonna make more sense. Okay. Yep. This is the confusing part about Live2D. It's just making sure all the layers are where they should be. So I want to say that was the one I just copied. And then so I got to get the actual arm part. So that is going to be... So the lower arm part. So that goes here. And so what part is this? Upper arm base copy. So it's the upper arm base copy, and then upper arm shadow copy. Upper arm base copy, and then upper arm shadow copy. So I'm gonna come back over to Clip Studio. So it's the upper arm base copy. And the upper arm shadow copy. Okay. So I need to do the upper arm shadow copy. So I'm gonna do a quick copy of this. Duplicate. That way we can kind of get that out of the equation. I'm going to transform, go to flip it, Then, why does it want to do that? I just want it to be straight. Okay. So, come over here. I'm gonna take this off clipping for just a moment so I can see it better. Okay. I just said take it off of clipping. Okay, how is that working? Like two different things. Oh, there we go. I think this is about where it's supposed to. Okay. So, I'm gonna copy this. And then this way, when I re-import it into Live2D, nobody's gonna know. And Live2D won't know. So the naming conventions are kind of important. Let me go back down here to the upper arm on this side and see how this is put in here. Let me zoom out. I'll probably need to actually come down here. Something's up with that shadow. But for now, I'm gonna do that. Wait, no. Where is... I just put... There we go. And then back up here, we're gonna go to the upper arm. There we go. I'm gonna have to kind of fix this bottom part, but you know, it's fine. There we go. We are fully blended. Wahaha. Oh wait, I gotta turn this off first. Can't have that on. Oh no. Which one of these has? Let me find. There's the culprit. Okay. Okay. Now I can actually start moving on to other parts. I think. Now that the bulk of that was fixed, because, I mean, look at this eye. This is gorgeous. I love how she did the eyes. It's super cute. And I love it so much. Let me see. Where else am I seeing any kind of weirdness? We're looking for green. We gotta also do the wings, I remember. But yeah, now we have some clipping layers. I'm gonna save. Alright, I'm going to look for the wings. Where are the wings? They should probably be down here. Yep. There we go. So here is the... That's the left wing. Let's look at the right wing. Because it should be... like right there. Yep. There we go. So I am going to do this to make sure that I'm getting the entirety covered. Because the fun part is, once again, Live2D. Super picky. Gotta have all your stuff covered. And it is okay if you see like the little white in the border. Because once again, I'm using my little trick up here. this just makes sure that I don't run into issues while I'm trying to make sure that this is actually reaching as far as I need it to. Now this doesn't have to like go all the way out because it doesn't actually show the entire thing out. I was running into an issue where I was trying to stretch it too far and I just couldn't. It was like messing up the art mesh. Now, I'm not done with fixing all of these, mind you. But I do want to show you guys how exactly you import a fixed up PSD, sorry, to Live2D. Just making sure that that is correct. Going over here, gonna do the same thing because I am too lazy to copy. Like, I swear by this border trick. This is my trick to make sure that I always have the stuff covered. Because if you see it popping out there, the white is popping out there, but the color you're using is not. And then you can actually tell if you've actually gotten underneath the lines. Okay. I think that's probably good for that part. Also probably, I'll have to fix the stuff for my, my stream, because I realize I hit the wrong thing for the stream. But we'll fix that later. That's a later problem. I don't know why I have so many issues. This is scuff. This is how it goes. Oops. Wrong layer. I'm gonna go back to the correct layer. Yeah. I'm gonna save this after I... Wait a second. That's the wrong thing. Once again. Jeez. Let me make sure it's not... Yeah, it is. Okay. 1, 2. Okay. Should be good. Should be good. I'm just gonna leave it like that. I am jinxing myself here. Where was it? Okay, turning this off. And then turning it off on the other side. So what I'm probably gonna do, because today is just a scuff day, that's the outer wing. And that is, there we go. Okay. So I'm going to show you how you import this, because I realized I ducked up with my stream. Also, I'm hungry and I need to eat. I only had a plum this morning. That is not ideal. I'll fix up the rest of the layers too, but for now, what we're going to do is we're going to go over to Live2D, because I want to show you guys how to do this. So give me just a second here. I am turning off Clip Studio from here. I keep forgetting I was using my pen and not my mouse, and that's why I was having issues. Okay. Alright, so we're coming over here. I'm gonna try to make this scene, because it's gonna be a little bit difficult. I'm not sure if I have enough of the menus open to show you. Let me look here. I am probably going to need to open up a new window on my stream here. Give me just a moment. Let me see if you guys can see. Okay, you guys can see. So what you do is you go over to File, and then you do Open. Okay, this is the part that you can't quite see. So I'm gonna quickly get to the file. So you're gonna find your PSD file, which I'm actually going to open a window here on the stream so you can see. So here it is. Basically, you would just go to your PSD file and open it. And now you're going to see two options here. Create new model with PSD file, and then you can literally click this one, right? So hit OK. And now you're going to get more options. So you could register all layers as new art mesh. You can do that if you're trying to make toggles, for example. Like if you want to add like a sweat drop or like an outfit change, you know, whatever the case is, right? You would use add all layers as new art mesh. You could also register the PSD file without adding art meshes. I'm not sure really. I think that's just like to replace the things, but I'm not sure. So I never use this option. And then you can replace the original PSD file, and then that will fix your art meshes. So if you have like issues like I've shown you with like things being just slightly away from the lines, because we know how accurate it can be when you try to fill like automatically using the magic wand in Clip Studio. It doesn't always go well. And that's honestly with any program, I've noticed. But we're going to go ahead and do that. So now you're going to see it's going to be loading in all the assets. And it's going to be updating the texture atlas. And we'll be able to actually see the changes. But that's how you import fixed meshes if you have issues. Also, if you want to change colors of things, because you could literally, for example, use the alpha lock in Clip Studio or whatever program you happen to use, or you can even use a clipping layer and then just merge layers to change the color of things. I want to actually make this chibi dragon have a lot of stuff, and oh my ducking god, what happened? What happened? What is this monstrosity? We're gonna undo. I don't know what happened there, but I'm gonna have to see about that later. I wonder if it's because it's such a big file. So we're gonna undo that for now. But I just wanted to show you guys how it's done, because that's pretty much how it's done. Also, it did import the new layer I put in, so because I forgot to remove that, but it's fine because you can just turn it off. It's not really a big deal. It's stuff like this that makes me take longer in Live2D. I'm still trying to figure out my workflow to do things as best as I can. So since that didn't quite work out the way I wanted it to this time, I will be back on Saturday with an actually like fixed mesh to show you guys, because I think it's really important that like this is actually good quality. And because I mean, look at this. Some of the toggles that we're going to be doing include like these cute glasses, like the pixel glasses, and we have heart glasses. Effectively, this is going to be a customizable model that you can, you know, use a lot of toggles with. And I'm really excited about actually getting to the rigging part, because that's the actually fun part. So with that, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap up today's stream. If you are... Hi, Elian. Hi, welcome on in, which by the way, if you guys don't know, Alien is one of my good friends here, and is a half vampire VTuber who does a lot of stuff on like Final Fantasy 14 and like World of Warcraft and a bunch of other like fun games, like what was it called, like night security that you were doing, or observation duty, just, you know, those kind of creepy, scary things, but they're good people, so if you like fun content like that, you can always go check them out. I am gonna wrap this up today because I gotta finish fixing the art meshes and stuff, and make sure it actually properly imports, you know? So yeah. What the heck? There we go. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Thank y'all for coming out this morning. I got work to do after I eat some lunch. And I'll be back for Live2D on Saturday. As well, I intend to do a few other streams during the week, including Majora's Mask tomorrow. If I have time for anything on Thursday and Friday, I'll throw something in. I'm not sure yet, but I'm probably going to be doing some art because I am going to be drawing some gender bends, and that's going to be fun. So I'll figure out if it's going to be a stream or not. I'm not sure. We'll figure it out. Anyway, if you haven't already, I do recommend joining the Duck's Nest Discord. I do post all of my updates there, so you can always know like what my schedule's gonna look like and when I'm gonna be live. Nightbot, do your job, please. Please, Nightbot. Nightbot, you better not be misbehaving. I bet you if I go over to get the link myself, it's gonna post it. Oh, finally it posts. Nightbot, you've been slacking. Anyway, I do recommend joining the Duck's Nest Discord so that you can keep up to date. And with that, I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up, and I will see you guys either tomorrow on my Twitch playing Majora's Mask or later this week with more art and Live2D.